Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at white-green counters. Starting at the bottom, we just have protection spells in the 1-drop slot. Just Skrelv and Surge of Salvation. Surge of Salvation in particular is in here just because it's very funny to counter-invoke Despairs for 1 mana. It makes me happy. It might not be strictly correct to run a bunch of them in the main, but I do feel like black and red are kind of overrepresented or so heavily represented in the meta that you can get away with running at least, 3 pretty comfortably. In the 2-drop slot, we have 4 Dusk Legion duelists. Very much, I was inspired partly to build this deck out just because of playing it in mono white and being like, yeah, I want to draw more cards. Getting its trigger is, ooh, very nice. This list in particular can put cards on it a little bit more reliably with a few more recursive or recurring sources of counters, namely Siege Veteran and the Ozolith if you use its ability. And it can get some counters on ETB with Tribute to the World Tree too, or from the Wandering Emperor, so a bunch of ways to put counters on it very consistently. We are running 2 Cosmic Hungers. This is just our other source of interaction aside from the Wandering Emperor. Yeah, a little bit of removal. All our threats get pretty big fairly quickly, so you should be able to remove most stuff with the Cosmic Hunger. We're running 4 Quirion Beastcallers, just a nice growth threat that can get huge fast, and, beat down and murder opponents. Botanical Brawler, a new threat with March of the Machine, also gets huge quickly. There's a bit of a theme with this list. Yeah, because we have so many things that put counters on themselves in the form of, like, Beastcaller, Siege Veteran, we can proliferate counters up with Bloated Contaminator, or we have other sources, and etc, etc, etc. You can trigger Botanical Brawler several times in a turn, and it can become like a 9/9 or whatever without too much work. So yeah, just a little 2-drop that gets huge. Great. It's exactly the type of thing this list wants to be doing. We're running a full playset of Siege Veterans, even though we're not soldiers or whatever. Just having a 3-drop that can reliably put counters on stuff, very handy. We are also running 4 Bloated Contaminators. The Proliferate is just great. If you've gotten out a couple of 2-drop threats or whatever, like the Brawlers and the Beast Callers and etc, etc, the Bloated Contaminator can deal combat damage to the opponent, proliferate up, and put like 4+1/+1 counters on various creatures. So, thumbs up, helps grow the team, just great threat for this list. We're also running 3 Tribute to the World Trees. You might be slightly nervous about the triple green pips, given that we're not a mono green deck. It's mostly fine. It's not always going to be 100% reliable on curve, but there are Rakdos and Grixis decks that cast Invoke Despair, which has more pips and worse mana than this list, so we do actually cast it quite reliably, and it just helps fuel the list, makes all of our 2-drops enter as 4/4s, and if we're playing out like Bloated Contaminator or whatever, it draws us cards. If you have multiples of these down, the first trigger will make like a 2-drop a 4/4, and then the second trigger will draw you a card, so they layer really nicely. A kind of play pattern with Tribute to the World Tree that I didn't really intend on, but has felt great, is with Mirrex. Mirrex just making the mites into 3/3s, oh, top notch. And again, if you have 2 of them down, it'll make one into a 3/3 and then draw a card. So you can just reliably produce bodies and card draw in the mana base, which is tremendous. Gives us a lot of play if we, eat a ton of removal or whatever early and are just kind of gasping for cards and creatures and etc. It does a lot of work in those situations. And top end, of course, the Wandering Emperor just puts counters on things and is removal and is an all-around very strong card. The Samurais can trigger Tribute to the World Tree, etc, etc. Aside from being just a very generically powerful card, it does actually fit in with the list fairly well. As I was mentioning, we do have 2 Mirrexes that are really nice with the World Tree. Aside from that, just 1 of each Kamigawa Channel Land and a whole pile of duels. And yeah, that's more or less the list. If you like the deck and like the video, please click all the buttons and subscribe and stuff, helps the channel a lot. And I never mention it, support me on Patreon and become a YouTube channel member and stuff. That just also helps make producing videos regularly way more financially viable. Even if it's only $1, it genuinely helps a ton. Anyway, with the deck tech and scrounging for money out of the way, let's get on to some actual gameplay. Yeah, I'll give this hand a shot. Just a couple of 2-drops, some interaction with the Cosmic Hunger, seems decent. Let's do the Botanical Brawler first. Because if they have removal in hand, I would rather it gets got than the Dusk Legion duelist, which can draw some cards and help keep us in the game from a card advantage perspective, or like, yeah, keep us drawing cards and things. Invasion of Tarkir zaps the Brawler, okay. Interesting to see Invasion of Tarkir from the opponent. Haven't had many people playing it yet. Even though it is quite a solid card. Let's get the Loaded Contaminator down. I'd like to try to get the World Tree, or the Tribute to the World Tree down before we get the Duelist down. Our mana not quite cooperating, even though we have 12 duels or whatever. A Fable for the opponent, sure. Missing land drops, don't love it. Why don't we do... I was going to do Cosmic Hunger for a second, but then I was like, no, that's silly, we can just hit them and use Bloated Contaminator's Proliferate to get a 3/3 that can block the Goblin token. Yeah, wait. Yes, sorry. Battle, Brawler, and the opponent, that's what it's proliferating. He has just like 3, that's a lot. But we do want to proliferate up their battle to make it harder for them to flip. Like if they're running, that new card that drains counters off of it, or whatever. Render Inert. If the opponent's jamming some Render Inerts, this, keeps the invasion safe, or it would survive on 1. Although they could kill our Brawler with a Render Inert, so, Okay. Opponent firing off a Go for the Throat on the Contaminator. I'll block this. Letting the Goblin free hit things is generally not a good idea. This might expose... Sure. Yeah, might expose the Botanical Brawler to removal, but... Not gonna be too fussed about it. We'll fire off the Tribute to the World Tree here to set up for the Duelist and eventually the Wandering Emperor and stuff. Or what I'd like to do, probably, is Duelist plus Cosmic Hunger on the Reflections. Hitagetsu and Kairi, hi. That might change our plans a little bit. I don't like letting Hitagetsu and Kairi just free hit. Although, yeah, it's always a little bit noodly. Exiling them is really nice, but I also don't want the opponent to just have the reflection for, like, copying a Corpse Appraiser or something like some other value creature. I think I'm going to... Ooh, hi. Ozolith is nice, although a little bit awkward for sequencing purposes. Just do this while they're tapped out and stuff. Don't have... Or, like, well, they can't hold up counter magic. Maybe I should have been respecting the flip a bit more. Because the dragons are pretty good, although our Dusk Legion duelist is bigger than the Defiant Thunder Maw 2 damage proc, so... Oh, well, bye, Ozolith. That's unfortunate. Let's try this. Appreciate you stopping by. End turn? We might end up removing, like, the Defiant Thundermaw over Hitagetsu and Kairi, or, like... Depends on... You're a dragon? What? Oh, I fucked this up, okay. Why are you Okay. Well, I goofed a couple things this game by virtue of not realizing that this is a dragon. So, you know. Invasion of Amonkhet. I don't think we really have anything that we care about them copying, like they can Bloated Contaminator or Skrelv or whatever. 4/4 Skrelv isn't really I mean, it's good, but it's not, it's a whole thing. Oh, this part of them, okay. Sorry, what did they... Oh, we just get dinged for 2? That could have been so much worse. I would love some removal. We can't have that existing. Yeah, get the Thundermaw out of the way, get a bloated Contaminator down. Draw Cosmic Hunger. Okay. I think we just fired this off. Do your worst, Hiragetsu. And Kairi. Can't forget Kairi. We get dinged for 3, that's more or less fine. We'll slam in with the Dusk Legion duelist. 5/5, and Skrelv can't block, so they just have the Blood Tithe Harvester to defend with. Yeah. Yeah, we deal with the surprise dragon. In my defense, it is the 3rd creature type on that card, so, you know. Oh, and of course they draw another one. Yeah. I too love ripping the 3rd Cavalier of Gales off the top of my deck. So Skrelv can make the... Or no, it can't make the Blood Tithe Harvester unblockable because we have green and blue. Sure, I'll take this. Or like... make them have more removal for whatever, or if they burn the Blood Tithe Harvester here, I think that's fine. Like, not ideal, but don't have spot removal. Corpse Appraiser, sure. So if we draw removal... Our best draw right now would just be straight up removal, like another bite spell or something. It seems like no dice. Give the Contaminator first strike. I'm going to make a Might at sorcery speed here so that it has counters on it to get prolifed by the Contaminator connecting. If they don't multi-block. They might just throw, like, the Corpse Praiser under the bus to not die? Yeah. Don't know if I totally agree with that play, but... I mean, they know what the top of their deck is, and I don't. So that's a bunch of things we can prolift. Looks good. Keep land in hand for reasons. They burn the blood token and the treasure to chuck a make disappear. Oh no, my land. Breach the multiverse. Bit concerning. Opponent flipping, invasion of Amonkhet. I guess they could just loop Hiragetsu and Kairi's, or like declare legend rule, death trigger, siege veteran. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Journeys. Hope it gets better. Once again, we're just going to Mirex. Get some counters on this. Get a counter on you? Is this... I suppose it's not lethal if they have removal. Or, like, definitely not lethal if they have removal. So, of course, they have removal. Swing in with a Might. Yeah, so that just goes down. Maybe we're supposed to exile the Hiragetsu and Kairi. They keep drawing gas, or, you know, actual magic cards, and we've drawn lands for a couple turns, so... Not jazzed about that part of... or that side of things. Okay. So, yeah, let's be responsible and just do this. I am almost sad to see you go. Bump. Get this down. Now our Mirexes are actual card draw, because 3/3 and then the second thing triggers. Yeah, and they do need to block this because they're at 2. I would assume they trade the Harvester, yep. Yeah, now we have the ability to just draw lands with our mana base, or draw lands. Hopefully not draw lands. Draw cards with our mana base, which is a good place to be. Yeah. I definitely could have played this game cleaner with the, awkward invasion of Tarkir Hideketsu and Kairi thing. But feeling okay. Ding, the Emperor, they go for the Emperor, sure.
Until next time.
So she's off the board. We will Botanical Brawler. Then draw, okay. Murex. Okay. Another Wandering Emperor's not bad. They have to chump block just to not die here with the reflections, which is nice. Blood filters away a thingamajig. And we get there. Woo! That game in particular showcasing off Murex plus Tribute to the World Tree in a good way, or like that interaction just... Oh, it feels so good every time it comes up. Good games to the opponent. I'll take this hand. I like the Beast Callers early, and then we can jam, Bloated Contaminator or whatever. Dreams of steel and oil. I assume they just chuck... I would probably chuck a Beast Caller if I were them. Although they might figure it's unnecessary for whatever reason. They hit the Siege Veteran. Okay. Also reasonable, but... I just like how fast and efficient the Beast Callers are. Yeah, we should... We'll prioritize playing out green sources in case we happen to draw a Tribute to the World tree, because we do have the option of curving into that cleanly in a hand. Beast Caller, almost certainly just eating removal, because it's a black deck. Liliana would be really bad for us here. I feel like I've seen a lot less Liliana lately. Fuck. Oh, I hate it when I'm right. And yeah, Liliana's can be quite bad for us, is where I was going with that. If the Contaminator survives the turn, we're pretty happy with that. We'll just chuck a land here. Yeah, I always hate it when I'm right. It's the worst. More removal, because their deck only does one thing. Beast Caller, I guess. Are we chucking the Hunger here? Duress. I mean, they're not... After manifesting the Liliana, I don't want to be like, well, they're not doing this or that. That would be quite bad for us. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, they zero her out. Okay.
Sacrifices must be made.
Liliana number 2. Graveyard Trespasser, sure. Oh, Tribute, great. Kind of. Hopefully they don't... The 5 mana thing that can hit enchantments, I don't want to see that. Shieldred, I mean, not great, but... Yeah. We Botanical Brawler, do we play out a land? We probably need to keep a land in hand for pitching to the Graveyard Trespasser ward. I think that's the main way we have to deal with this situation, or like, not even deal with the situation, just kind of progress the board state and do something. Okay, this changes things a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I wish we had a little bit different mana, or like drew cards a little bit differently. So we Ozolith here. We put a counter on Botanical Brawler. No attacks, because we do need to probably block something. Oh, Graveyard Glutton proc, so we're just dead here. Whoops. Never mind. This hand is fairly okay. We've had a couple 2-land hand openers today, and had a bad time drawing 3rd lands and stuff, so... No, this hand is fine, though. I'll give it a shot. Surge of Salvation, we have to maybe whiff a thing? I wonder what they hit here. The Ozolith is the better value card, but the Surge, yeah, the Surge is actually a counter to what they're doing. Or more of a counter. Maybe? Short answer to the sound alerts thing. Here we will do... we can Ozolith. We can... I would like... this might be incorrect. But just if the duelist actually survives the turn cycle... no blocks. Yeah, if they survive the turn cycle... Okay, they do. Cool and good. Then we get to play out the Siege Veteran. And get a counter on the duelist. Draw a card. Another Surge of Salvation. Drawing that before our opponent hits 5 mana is pretty cool and good. We'll take 6 here, probably. Yeah, on upcoming turns, we can do a Surge of Salvation. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, it is kind of the facilitating card, but then we still have the thing that can actually draw cards on board, so... We've had such a bad time drawing stuff today. We'll do a Botanical Brawler. Chip in with the duelist. This turn, it's probably worth it to burn the Surge of Salvation we drew just to, like, block and get the creatures off the battlefield. Or maybe they'll be casting more removal and we fizzle that, like, either way. The timing here is a little bit awkward because we do theoretically give them a window to remove something before this resolves, but... okay. And yeah, we do this. 1 mana, eat 2 of their creatures, not too shabby. Get dumpstered! I mean, good games to the opponent. Although we don't have the 3rd green pip for World Tree, which is potentially a little bit awkward. We will keep 7 though, because the Brawlers and Beast Callers are pretty good. I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a Brawler. Wish I was a real Beast Caller. We're versus Mono Red, so that's a bit of a thing. Yeah, I think I want the Beast Caller first. Because that's going to get counters and stuff kind of with no additional work, whereas the Brawlers require a little bit of support. Then we can do the Bloated Contaminator, swing in with the Beast Caller, figure it out from there. Nope. Okay, play with fire. Yeah, that'll happen. Razor Verge Thicket. Let's do... Our mana is real awkward, or has been real awkward, just for the purposes of Tribute to the World Tree. It's fine-ish. Yeah, we'll just get the Contaminator down. We might be having a kind of awkward game or turn on the Tribute to the World Tree front. Oh, and they have a Rebel Salvo? No, why is the opponent being responsible and running good removal? And not just cheap, nonsense. Oof. I mean, I don't love doing the Tribute to the World Tree here because we take more damage, but I think we need the Brawlers to be big. Ooh, or they have multiple flyers and we are probably in bad shape, kind of regardless. Botanical Brawler. Opponent currently has a 3-turn clock. They're holding priority, like they have removal. But yeah, we have big brawler and almost as big brawler now. Yep, that just goes face, so 2-turn clock with the chicks. We need the Wandering Emperor, pretty specifically. Hmm. Oh, or we just died at a lightning strike off the top. Cool. This hand is pretty good. We do really want to draw a land. Get Skrelv down. Yeah, hey, Cranberry. Move to Canada. It is reasonably acceptable up here. It would be good to see you, good to have you. We'll get the Dusk Legion duelist down, hold up Skrelv on defense so that we can whiff a burn spell targeting the duelist, then we can siege veteran next turn, counter on the duelist. And the festivities, okay, I mean, this doesn't really do anything, so bye Skrelv. Mishra's Foundry, thankfully, meaning that they can't actually, do anything else there. Yeah, siege veteran, counter on the duelist. Draw a card. Brawler is okay. We might be doing Ozolith plus Brawler just because in mono red games today we have had some problem just fielding enough power and toughness to do stuff. No blocks. I think we can have a more productive block later. Although... No, I like this, I think. Yeah, Ozolith first. Holding up the Surge of Salvation is pretty cool and neat, but I think I just want to get more stuff happening. We'll put a counter on you. I maybe should have sized up the Siege Veteran, actually. I tend to want to distribute value, but a counter or 2 counters on the Veteran would get it to 4 toughness, which would take it out of the range of a lot of their removal. So I did that a little bit quickly, which was maybe a mistake. Mono faces Kakazan. MTG Dad in chat asking if the invasion of Gobekon would fit in this deck. I think it would be a reasonable include, and I certainly thought about including it. I ended up not doing it. Sorry, I just realized that that would ding us for 2 with our brushlands down, which is pretty rough. Yeah, I opted to not include it just because it's a little bit slow, or I felt that this deck was more of full-on aggression rather than like trying to tempo. We do this hexproof, and is that early from our opponent, or no, they block that, or that's their most productive. They survive on 2, so if they don't have lethal in hand, and we don't have vigilance, so yeah, no, I suppose if their hand is not like amazing, we just have them there. Good games to the opponent. Keep. I like the 2 drops. Evolved Sleeper for the opponent, sure. We will do what? Beast Caller first? Probably Beast Caller, then a 3-drop, and then some other stuff. Yeah, Beast Caller. Opponent has a cut down, because of course they do. They always do. Hey. Evolved Sleeper does Evolved Sleeper things. We can do some things. I think I want to get the Contaminator down. I actually like, specifically I kind of like holding our Dusk Legion duelist and siege veterans potentially for turn 5, say, assuming we curve out. Which might not be a safe assumption, or a 42% chance to draw lands right now, so you know. Okay. Um, you know, I don't hate, normally I don't like doing Wandering Emperor at sorcery speed, but this denies them untapping with the Evolved Sleeper and drawing a card potentially with its ability. I get the impression that their hand has been pretty like Sleeper plus removal.
This is what you get for
So I'm hoping that this stems some aggression or something like that, and then on the subsequent turn, ooh, they blitz an underdog. I mean, that does take care of the Emperor, which is a bit awkward for us.
Try
Um,
not to miss.
on the subsequent turn, we could put a counter on the Duelist. Now the thing I'm hoping for is kind of like land, so that we can do this. Woo! Siege Veteran, put a counter on the Duelist, draw a card. Tribute's not bad here. We can tribute plus Botanical Brawler, which is quite nice. If our creatures survive the turn, big if, the Brawler will also get another counter off of, ooh, Cosmic Hunger. Wish we had a little bit more power on the board for just killing Shieldred right there, but anyway. We will, yeah, Tribute to the World Tree. Botanical Brawler, I think we just have to take the Shieldred hit here. We'll set a stop for our next upkeep and not attack. That's awkward. This is a weird one. Let's lose the Siege Veteran. I think people tend to overvalue the Siege Veteran. But we do theoretically have card draw in hand with proliferating the counters on the Dusk Legion Duelist, and the Contaminator also also grows the Botanical Brawler very effectively. Surge of Salvation. Oh, very good, very good. Okay, feeling better. Yeah, we can whiff or blank and invoke Despair from the opponent now, which is great. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. And we just have lethal on board there. Woo! I'll take this hand. Yeah, we can Brawler into Bloated Contaminator. Soldiers, okay, or we can Duelist into Bloated Contaminator. The Surge of Salvation here. I guess our main use case for Surge of Salvation versus Soldiers is probably whiffing Brutal Cathars, like preventing the exile effect. So we'll try to keep that in mind, although I don't know if our mana will line up to let us really do that. Harbin for the opponent, which is a good card. Although, maybe we do the Botanical Brawler here so that we can Bloated Contaminator on 3 and have a kind of thing to proliferate already on the field. Or potentially we can Dusk Legion Duelist and hold up the Surge of Salvation. No, I think we want to get the Contaminator down because if they have Mural, Mural, right? Muriel. We would, oh, punished. Yeah, getting counters from the Siege Veteran on the Duelist would have been good. Let's Siege Veteran. This gives us blockers, at least on the ground. Then we'll need to kill Harbin with the Cosmic Hunger before they have 5 attacking soldiers. Which is, yeah, not super ideal, but... Recruitment officer, sure, it's not Muriel, or Muriel. God, I will never remember how to say their name. Looks like they might have a flash threat or like resolute reinforcements. Basing that purely off of the way that their hand is flickering with the highlights, which is one of my least favorite things about Arena. Like, I shouldn't know that our opponent is hovering their hand or whatever. Or like, I consider that that hover there just really critical information that is being given away. Even kind of above and beyond just the standard issues with how priority passes. So yeah, we deal with Harbin. We would have liked that to resolve, of course, but ultimately taking out Harbin means we're not dead on board. Brutal Cathar, so we don't get to do the Surge of Salvation thing here, which is awkward, although we do have a 4/4 blocker, and they only have 3 creatures that they kind of want to attack with. So our big concern here is probably getting bodied by the recruitment officers draw. I would not do that attack if I were them, but okay. Or I mean, maybe it's just fine because they do have a fairly significant lead. Or like they're trying to get things on board. Just clock damage. 3, 4. Can they produce a lethal attack? I guess they could with a bit of work or a bit of luck. Depends on what's in their hand. There are draws that kill us here. Siege Veteran, sure. Don't know why. Yeah, that's lethal if they buff the 1/1. Yep. Don't know why that took 4 minutes. Yeah, we just need things to line up a little bit differently there. Then we can Surge of Salvation, block the Brutal Cathar, or like prevent that, and have more of a board to defend with, and etc, etc, etc. I more or less like this hand. Our World Tree mana is a little bit awkward again. But yeah, we get to Skrelv and protect the Dusk Legion duelist, which is kind of the main thing that I'm interested in. Okay. So we're versus Mono Red, probably. Mono Red games today have not been super hot. So, a little bit concerned, but we will Dusk Legion Duelist. Or no, I guess that's not true. We've had, what is it, 2 losses, 1 win? Or something like that. They burn removal on Skrelv, sure. Skrelv taking a bullet for the team. Does mean they probably want to kill Dusk Legion Duelist, I assume. Spell Spear. Okay. We could remove the Spell Spear here, but I think I'm going to prioritize the Duelist trigger because then we just, have more cards to work with, and we can get more creatures down or Cosmic Hunger next turn, or like creature plus Cosmic Hunger. Electrostatic Infantry, sure. Come on, faces Kakazan. Prowess doesn't get the counter on the infantry. We'll take this hit. Let's do... We should probably do this before combat, actually. No, it kind of depends. I think I want to get the Botanical Brawler down to see the Dusk Legion Duelist getting the counter from Siege Veteran, just because then we put more power and stuff on the board, and if we draw another land here... Yeah, we draw land here, which is handy. I should attack with this too. They only have a 1/2 up. A 1/2 and no mana. They go to 11. Yeah, then we can Query and Beast Caller if we want to. I think I'm actually just going to Cosmic Hunger the Electrostatic Infantry. We could kill either of them there. If they had invested in flipping the Spell Spear, I would I would feel better about removing it, although we wouldn't be able to pay for the ward there. Rampaging Raptor, hi, buddy. Thinking. Sure. I don't love trading the duelist here, like I don't think it's a great trade, but the duelist has drawn us a couple cards already. We got the death proc off of the siege veteran thing. And yeah, I want to have the Wandering Emperor up and available for doing stuff. I think we attack all here. Because then we can uptick if they block the soldier token, put a counter on it. Get the spell spear. They don't take the bait. They go to 3. And yeah, I think this kind of plan of attack or whatever just helps us shut the door on them. Belden, hi. You're fun. They invest in flipping the spell spear now? Or that's what the hover looks like. Yep. Opponent goes to 1. Ooh, they're really just, yeah, so they're effectively surrendering the game here. We do this and, you know, eat Belden or whatever, and the opponent scoops, and yep, good games to the opponent. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.